Hi, thanks for joining me at Anne's Space. This week I'm going to be driving around the northern beaches north of Sydney in Australia, and I'm seeing all sorts of things. I get my bike out, I have some amazing views, I walk along beaches and see lighthouses and even find a funky little bus shelter. So stick around and enjoy the ride. So I've just taken off my bike helmet because I'm doing something a bit different today. Yes, I'm riding my bike. I drove down from Mungo Brush campground on Mile Lakes, and I'm now set up at Tea Gardens at the bowling club there. So now I'm just going to go for a walk at Eagle's Nest out to the peninsula. So a little bit wobbly here, must be from riding my bike, but off I go. So that's the hill I'm going to go for a walk up. Now just across the water here, and it's only probably a couple of kilometres, is Nelson Bay. But you've got to drive back inland and around. Well, I walked from way down there all the way around the beach, all the way along here, and got to the end, and I'm pleased to say that there's actually a sign to the walking tracks. Moderate to steep grade, but only 1.5k. I reckon I can do that. Oh, it's a really nice walk. So peaceful. You can hear the whipbirds, can hear the ocean. It's just beautiful. And hilly in parts, and then there's flat sections. Now, it's for views like this why I like climbing hills, and that's stunning. So that's looking down to Eagle's Nest, which is this side of the bridge, and then Tea Gardens, which is the other side of the bridge. Sure is steep. It's a clear track, so at least I can follow it. Just take my time. I think I'm nearly there. Well, I made it. That was a really hard walk. Probably the hardest walk I've done in a very long time. I had to stop numerous times to catch my breath. It was a clear track, even though it was a steep track. There's no doubling back, taking videos coming up. I'm like, doing it once was enough for me. But man, this view is amazing, and so pleased that I did it. And I will be super careful going down because it's quite slippery in parts. And this is looking down towards Nelson's Bay. The high rises down there. It's going to be interesting. I don't know whether I'll be able to walk out to that headland. When I get down there, I'll have a good look. It's beautiful. So this is actually a not so steep part of the track, just to give you some idea. I'll just turn the video on just to show you a little bit of what it's like going down. To be really careful. There's not many things to hold on to, and the leaves make it quite slippery. So I'm going to head back to my bike a different way. Rather than going down the ocean beach, I'm going to hopefully follow this track and go down the inland beach between Eagle's Nest and Nelson. I think it will be more pleasant. We'll see how we go. Well, that was a much easier track to go across the headland. But I can't walk on the shore here, so hopefully I can get around on the rocks. We'll give it a go. It's quite a headland. And again, looking across to Nelson's Bay. All those rocks weren't too bad. No actual track around that rocky headland, but had no problems. So now it's sand all the way back to where I parked the bike. I might even take off my joggers. It's a beautiful big boat coming in. So I've certainly done my exercise this morning and this afternoon with walking and bike riding. So I figure I deserve this lemon sorbet with ginger ice cream. Yummy. I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm about to head off on another bike ride this morning. I'm going to follow the Mile River. This time in the inland direction up towards the shopping centre. I'll have a little scout around to see what's there, and then I'll be coming back to the van and driving off later this morning. So let's go and see what's out there. Excuse the drone in the background, that's one of the vehicles that's also camping here. There was 3 vehicles here at Tea Gardens Country Club last night. Quite interesting here in Tea Gardens. There's restrictions on the number of people in cafes, and this one I've got to wait outside. Well, this certainly looks worth waiting for. It did take a little while to get them to get my order, but look at this. Yummy. And that's ginger on the top, which is one of my favourites. Tuck in Anne, and yes, I'm still waiting for my coffee. Can't rush these things apparently. So I was just reading about this little ferry last night. Apparently this travels from here at Tea Gardens across the harbour to Port Stephens or Nelson Bay. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do it. It is $35. I won't do it today. It's not such a nice day, but maybe later on, maybe when I'm down at Nelson Bay, I'll do it. I'll just have a think about that. So this is officially my first stealth camp. I'm at Tanilba Bay, and there's no sign saying that I can't camp. There's an old hall just to the other side of me, and that's perfect, and I can even back in so the back of the van is slightly up, which is how I prefer to park. So while I'm here, I'm going to go on the Tanilba Bay walk, and lots to see and a very good map. So I'm about 3 minutes drive from the koala Tilligiri habitat, so yeah, just a lovely little area. And I forgot to say that there's actually showers in the toilet block across the road from where I am. They're cold showers, but hey, can't be fussy. I start to the walk along the foreshore. Sort of reminds me a little bit of Lake Macquarie. I have done a video on that, so I'll put a card in here to link you to that. So this looks like an interesting structure. Just as well they have a sign, which I'll read. Halloran's Change Room, Sunrise Point, erected in 1931 to commemorate the centenary of the Tanalba grant to Lieutenant Caswell, constructed from local stone. So Lieutenant Caswell was the person who owned the house at this point, and it was granted to him from the government. So let's just go and have a little look closer. So we've got jagged rocks on the top of this change room, and looks like only one person could come in here at a time. Of course, it's very tiny, and I don't think I'd be getting changed in here anytime soon. I always feel a bit weird walking along right in front of people's properties in these areas where the water comes right up. But this sign gives me permission, so off I go. As you can see, the houses are really close to the water. I love the way they made this so clear that you can see where the property ends and where you're allowed to walk. What a great place to have a property, that's for sure. So it is a very interesting information board on this walk as well, about when Lieutenant William Caswell got his grant, 50 acres he received in 1831, and then he left in 1844. But what I found interesting was this family tree, and first couple of children born in England, the first one born here was 1830, right through to the last child being born in 1847. So the one born in England was 1826, so for 21 years this lady was giving birth. Anyway, I'll let you come and explore Tanalba Bay on your own, and I'll carry on with my walk. So some more local stone quarried to make the entrance for Tanalba House, which in all its fine glory is still up on the hill. Obviously been renovated a number of times, I would think. So the property is now privately owned and used for weddings and other events. It's a beautiful building. So that's been a really good walk around Tanalba Bay. After a peaceful night stealth camping, I got back on the road, went back inland and then out along the coast to Nelson's Bay. And yeah, you can see what I saw. So I saw a sign to Nelson Head Lighthouse. So I've just stopped in at the reserve here to have a little look around and go for a walk. And there's museum and tea rooms up here. So there's a little museum here at the top of the Nelson Bay Lookout. Definitely worth popping up and having a look. Lots of interesting facts and some old things that have been rescued from oceans and people's back closets, I would say, over the years. This is the old battery, Nelson Head Battery, that was here from the war. They had some cannons here. Their line of sight went right up past Yakabar Point, and there's some other cannons further out on Tamari Point that I'm going out later today. So off on another walk. Yeah, it's a bit dark, isn't it? This time in Tamari National Park. So someone up there in orange walking the track. So no doubt that's where I'm going. Quite a reasonable walk. but I think it's much more moderate than the Yakaba trail that I did a couple of days ago at Tea Gardens. This is the gun embankment here. Nothing left of the gun, but obviously they would have set it up on top of there. And this looked right back over Tea Gardens and Eagle's Nest. So the path has changed quite a bit now, and heading up towards the summit. It's a rocky path. I'm fine with that. Back on the easy path now. Gravel stairs. We've got the stone stairs. So looking through the trees here on my walk up to the summit, those would have been the high-rise buildings that I could see from Yakaba. Oh, excuse the puffing. It is quite steep. So beautiful beaches here. Unfortunately, it's not really a day suitable for swimming. And there's the ferry that goes between Nelson's Bay and Tea Gardens. Unfortunately, due to the timing, I won't be able to do the ferry trip this time. So another good reason to come back. Yep, so up the top, amazing views as I thought there would be. Well, I just stopped at Stockton to have some lunch on my way into Newcastle. And there's some little tugboats being really busy, helping the ship into the harbour. So I've continued down the coast, come past Lake's entrance, and currently at Nora Head. So this is Nora Head Lighthouse. Cool rocks here at Nora Head. They don't look natural, but who knows. And some rock fishermen down there. So I've come as far as I can come down the peninsula east of Gosford, and at this little area, it's called Pretty Beach or maybe Wagstaff, not quite sure, but this has got to be the prettiest bus stop I have ever seen. Have a look inside. It even has cushions on the seat and koalas in the corner. How beautiful is that? Well, being a bit spontaneous today, I've just jumped on a ferry from Wagstaff. So that's right down the south past Lake's entrance by Gosford. And I'm going to do a round trip to Palm Beach and back again. So it's a gorgeous Sunday afternoon, and I thought I've been driving off and on all day. So this is the perfect thing to do. A lot of this here is national park, so the houses are just on the water's edge and all inland is the national parks. Definitely would be concerned in bushfire season. And that's the Sydney Harbour headland way out there. Well, this is a very nice place to stop for the night. This is just down the road from where I caught the ferry, so across the road from a tennis court, so not blocking anybody's view. It's just beautiful. So yeah, I'm just doing some editing. A little bit later on this morning I'll be going to meet Shelley where I'm doing my next house sit just out of Gosford. My view this morning is just stunning. I've moved on from where I free camped at Pretty Beach, moved up to Hardy Bay. So I'll pop the camera around and show you my view while I'm editing. And this is my view while I'm editing. How good is that? I've got the door mostly shut. There's a lot of walkers going around out past. But yeah, that's it a bit clearer through the gap in my door. And yeah, it's just a beautiful place. So this is southeast on the peninsula down past Terrigal Bay. So I will end the video here. Thanks for sticking around and hope you've enjoyed my trip further south in New South Wales, but still north of Sydney. These are a few photos that I took on the way. Stopped at Caves Beach, Blacksmith Beach, and a few other places. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Till next time, bye for now.